Hi, I'm Kenny Loggins, and today we're talking about how a new generation of musicians can reach their audience through new technologies.
Claudia Potamkin for genConnect.com. I'm here today with John Oates and Kenny Loggins, two of the winningest, most awarded singer-songwriters of all time. Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you.
You know, the music industry is one of the fastest changing industries in our world today. Can you please tell us about some of the changes and challenges that you've seen and how you've had to adapt? Kenny, would you start?
You don't have enough time.
Yeah, really.
I'm sure.
For me, it was the beginning. Well, I have 5 kids, and my oldest is 30, and he's in IT. So he began to teach me a little bit about the possibilities of what's out there just using a computer. And I saw that the whole segment of the population has been living virally, and that more and more are joining. And I saw this movie called Julia and Julia, and it was the story of her cooking a Julia Child's recipe a day and blogging about it every day and her experience, and how that blog created an entire community and made people fascinated about who she was. And then when she went through her divorce and that whole thing that she went through, she created essentially the story of a person through this year of her life, and people were following her as if she was a character in a novel. And it dawned on me that the best way to reach an audience now is to humanize the act, just to get the people to realize that it's not just music that's coming out, it's human beings making the music, and the challenges we have to relate to each other and keep communication going and keep the music flowing, and how we reach out to this huge viral community now has been quite an education and continues to be.
It's terrific.
Well
John,
said.
what are your... Yeah?
Well, I mean, you know, both Kenny and I come from an era when artists were kind of left to their own devices, given budgets, allowed to make records. People bought records. The whole dynamic has changed. The whole paradigm has changed. And as Kenny said, you know, I think artists, I don't envy new artists trying to break through in this world where the internet is both a positive and a negative. A positive in that you can reach millions and zillions of people. A negative is that there's so much out there. How do you find, how do people find you? How do you make your mark in that huge universe?
The focus is shortened.
Yeah,
you know,
it is.
People hear it and they dig it for 2 hours.
Yeah, I think
even they move on.
And even the concept of a CD, of listening to an album's worth of music, it's almost, and well, it is antiquated at this point, and the CD is almost dead. I don't think people have the time and the patience, attention span to wade through a lot of music. So I think it's changing every day, and I think us as, you know, we as artists have to adapt to it and find new ways of promoting ourselves and getting it out there. I think what Kenny said was right on the money. You know, engaging people in what you do is a key to it, and being creative and finding ways to do that. Yeah,
to reach out and create community now is the key. We were raised on the idea of this father figure, you know, the record company.
Yeah, exactly.
And we just signed a deal. You get a deal, man?
Right.
I'm looking for a deal, right? As soon as you sign a deal, they take care of everything. What they don't tell you is what they don't tell you is they take everything.
Right.
You know? Yeah. But so, you know, I supposedly sold 30 million records, right? I'm still in the red.
Yeah, well.
You know, how did they figure that?
We definitely don't have time to go into that.
I mean, but really, that's the thing. That's the reason why they're failing now, is because they failed the artist.
It's a dinosaur, and the whole system is broken down. And in that regard, it's a really good thing. It's a good thing because now we have the freedom to do what we want to do, the way we want to do it. Now it's our challenge to figure out the best way to do it and how to achieve it.
And well, gentlemen, this is wonderful, and I think that this is a dialogue that needs to continue. So watch for another
snippet. Clearly, we're out of time.
We're clearly out of time, but not out of content. So on another clip on genConnect.com, we're going to continue this conversation, because this is stuff that the new generation needs to know and needs to hear from two of the legendary songwriters.
I think Kenny and I need our own channel.
Probably. I agree. Thank you, John and Kenny, and we'll be back with you on genConnect.com.
Yeah.